Heading to the Wave in Bristol, here's everything you need to know before you go. Hey guys, Chris from Stoked for Travel here, and welcome back to the channel. Now before I get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any video goodness. Now today we're going to talk about the Wave in Bristol, the UK wave pool. Now this is absolutely every surfer's dream, serving up perfect waves year round. So we're going to talk through everything you need to know to make the most of your trip to the Wave in Bristol. Everything from what board to take, what the water temperature is like, through to how to catch the most amount of waves, and of course burning questions like can you get barreled? So yeah, let's get started. So how much will a session at the Bristol wave pool set you back? Well, this really depends on what skill level you're at and what level of session you're heading for. If you're going for an intermediate session, this is £50 for an hour. If you jump up to the Advanced Plus, which is where the barrels start off, this is £55 for an hour, or the Expert session is £60 for the hour. Now, if you are heading there for a surf lesson, this is £65 and includes all your gear and of course your instructor too. So yeah, sessions at the Wave starting from £50, but do vary depending on the level of wave you want to ride. Now, another thing to keep in mind when heading to the Wave that is super important is make sure you can surf before you go. Sure, there are beginner lessons so you can learn to surf at the Wave, but I'm talking more at the intermediate, advanced and expert level waves. Sure, they're perfect waves and they do break perfectly every time, but you do need to be able to surf a green wave to be able to make the most of the wave. If you can't take off consistently every time and turn left and right on a green wave, chances are you're not gonna have a good time and you're gonna get in the way as well. So yeah, make sure your surfing skills are up to scratch, don't overestimate yourself, and make sure you book the right session for you. And on that note, make sure you choose the right wave level for you. So the intermediate wave peels a little bit slower across the lagoon and is a little less steep and large, whereas the advanced and the expert waves are super pitchy and barreling. Be honest about where your surf skills lay because you're gonna get the most out of your session there and gradually build up to the bigger, more advanced waves. If you do go a step too high, you're gonna find yourself not getting so many waves, getting some absolute beat downs, and of course getting in everyone else's way too. So be honest with yourself about your surf skill and book the right session for you. And alongside picking the right session for your surfing skill level, picking the right session overall can make a huge difference to your experience at the Wave too. So for example, on a weekend in the middle of the school holidays, midday session is going to be a lot more busy than say a dawn patrol session in the middle of December. So choosing your slot is really important to maximizing your experience at the Wave. Now, the booking section of the Wave website does give you a bit of overall availability. So if you can choose a less busy slot, that is going to be awesome. If you do live pretty close and you can make a last minute decision, booking it the night or 2 nights before is going to guarantee you much less people in the water. So yeah, picking the right slot, definitely up your game. And of course, the most burning question about surfing the Wave in Bristol is, can you get barreled? Well, the good news is, yes, you can. As from August 2020, the Advanced Plus and the Expert sessions do offer some consistent barreling sections. Please be aware that though, you will need the skill level to be able to surf there, as I've talked about earlier. But yes, Advanced Plus and Expert sessions, you will be able to get barreled. So what about the water temperature? Well, the water temperature at the Wave in Bristol is about 3 or 4 days behind the air temperature. So in winter, like when I went in December, the air temperature was pretty chilly and there was frost on the ground, so the water temperature was about 6 degrees. So I did need a 5'4" steamer. Fast forward to summer though, and the air temperature in the mid-20s, and you get boardy sessions at the Wave as well. The water temperature is actually updated on the Wave's website as well, so make sure you check that out and make sure you pack the right wetsuit for the day. That being said though, there is a full range of rip curl wetsuits at the Wave as well for you to use, so you'll be all kitted out and keeping warm. So how many waves can you expect to catch in your hour-long session at the wave pool? Well, at the moment, they're pumping out between about 15 and 20 waves per set with a 2-minute wait between sets. So on your average session at the Wave, you can expect to catch between about 12 and 15 waves in the hour-long session. Now this is really going to come down to how many people are in your group and also your paddle power too. If it's a low number in your group and you're really on the board with your paddle power, you can expect to catch around about 15 waves in that hour-long session. Now this might not sound like a lot, but if you compare it to a session in the ocean, for solid waves, it's a really good wave count and you're definitely getting your money's worth. So yeah, get your paddle power on form and you'll catch the most amount of waves. So what board do you need to ride at the wave? Well, the overall assumption is that you need to take the same board you ride at a waist to chest high beach break. So for me, that was the 5/8 Seaside. That being said though, the wave is a freshwater lake rather than saltwater, so it is less buoyant. So if you do have a board with a little bit more leaderage, it will make things a bit easier. Again, that really depends on the wave you're surfing as well. If you're going for advanced or expert, take your go-to board. If you're an intermediate, something with a little bit of extra volume and maybe a little bit of extra length will make things that much easier and help you catch that many more waves. So yeah, a little bit of extra volume is definitely your friend. Another thing to bear in mind is, do you need equipment of your own to head to the wave? Well, no matter what level of surf you are, the wave does have a full range of boards and wetsuits to suit. And they have really toasty rip curl wetsuits, so if you are heading in the autumn, winter or spring months, they'll keep you nice and toasty and warm, even if you don't have your own suit to bring with you. Board wise, I do advise taking your own board if you are an intermediate or advanced surfer, as it will help you make the most of your session and really dial in your equipment. But if you can't bring your board with you for any reason, there is a huge range of boards on offer that you can choose from. You can also swap them out mid-session as well, so if you do want to try a different type of board or a few different styles or fin setups, you can do that as well. So yeah, full equipment on site if you need it, but if you can, bring your own gear. One other important thing to keep in mind when heading to the wave and also booking your session is, at the moment you can't swap between lefts and rights mid-session. So yep, you're either going to have an hour of lefts or an hour of rights. So make sure you choose the best option for you. And of course, choose the best option to push your surfing to the next level. So if you do need to get that backhand going, don't be afraid to book an hour and really put the practice in. Now, another really important thing to remember with your session at the wave in Bristol is arrive with plenty of time to spare. So for example, if your session is at 10 AM, I'd arrive about an hour earlier at 9 AM. This gives you plenty of time to park, get to the wave, because there is either a shuttle or a pretty long walk from the car park to the actual wave pool, get signed in, get suited up, and also warm up ready for your session. So yeah, make sure you arrive with plenty of time to spare. There's lots of places to chill out and relax if you do arrive even earlier. So yeah, be aware, plenty of time to spare. Now, one of the most helpful pieces of advice I can give you about surfing at the wave is how to catch the waves themselves. Sure, this wave pool is serving up guaranteed mechanical waves, but catching them isn't quite as simple as it first seems. So getting this part right will help you make the most of your session. Now, once you've waited your turn and followed the line through to the takeoff spot at the end of the pool where the waves are being generated, you'll need to follow the person who's in front of you just slightly behind as they catch their wave. You'll want to have your shoulder close to the wall and keep yourself paddling to keep your position against the marker against the wall. There will also be a marshal there, so keep an eye out for him. He'll be giving you advice. And just keep paddling to keep your spot just in front of that marker. As your wave is being generated, you'll feel the water pull back from underneath you, and you'll need to keep paddling to keep your position steady. As the wave picks up, dig hard and paddle like you would do for any other wave. Pop to your feet, take off, turn and go. So yeah, just be aware of the motion in the water. You'll get that over time. But yeah, as you feel it drawing back, keep paddling nice and steady to keep your position. So when that wave hits you, you'll be ready to go. So can you learn to surf at the wave in Bristol? Well, the quick answer is yes. If you haven't learned to surf yet at a beach, you can also learn to surf at the wave in Bristol too. Obviously, the advantages of this are the fact it is super controlled conditions and guaranteed waves. They have a great range of awesome, qualified and knowledgeable instructors who can guide you through everything you need to know to learn to surf. So yeah, if you're looking to learn to surf, can't head to the beach or the conditions aren't great, learning to surf at the wave is another awesome option. And of course, after a hard session at the wave, catching heaps of waves, you'll need to refuel. Now, the cafe at the wave serves up some awesome food, great coffee, and a whole heap of drinks and snacks as well. So yeah, if you are heading there for the day, you can refuel there. Their on-site cafe also has vegan and vegetarian options too, so you'll be well taken care of. So yeah, you can take a packed lunch, but there's heaps of awesome food there too. So how does the wave in Bristol compare to the ocean, and is it worth it? Well, In comparison to the ocean, nothing's really going to beat a good day at the beach with pumping surfing your mates in the sun. However, the Wave is an amazing place to head if you want to push your surfing to the next level and practice your skills. And for me, that's how I would view a session at the Wave, as a training session. You've got guaranteed perfect waves to really put your skills to the test and practice those maneuvers. So when you do head back to the ocean, you're going to be that much better. Being sat in a wave pool surrounded by concrete and metal is slightly industrial. It does feel a bit weird, especially compared to the nature you're immersed in when you're in the ocean. All that salt water, those palm trees in the sand, you can't really beat it. That being said though, I did really enjoy my session at the Wave, and if you are a bit wave starved, want to push your skills to the next level, want guaranteed waves for your day out, it is the perfect place to head and you are going to get your money's worth. In terms of the pricing, yep, it's not the cheapest way to spend your day, but if you compare it to something like paintball, laser tag, or anything like that, it's really good value for money, and of course, guaranteed waves year round. So yeah, if you're serious about your surfing, want to push your skills to the next level, and want to experience perfect waves day in and day out, the Wave is the perfect place to head. So there you have it guys, those are my top tips and FAQs about surfing the Wave in Bristol and making the most of the UK wave pool. Now if you have any other questions, make sure you add them in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. And if you want to check out my full review and guide to the Wave, you can also check out the link in the description below for my full written blog post. As always guys, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. You!